Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant Day. We are here. We are here. Welcome to Chant Day. Hey, thanks for joining Chant Day. Welcome, welcome. I gotta get my tea here. Oh my gosh. It's probably cold by now. Thanks for joining, though. Thanks for joining Chant Day. Happy, what is today? The 22. 22, double digits. I'll call it iced tea. It's okay. But I'm thankful for it. How is everybody today? I am blessed, highly favored, and wonderfully made. Thanks so much for joining Chantasam today. We are here again today on the double digits, 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. Thanks so much for joining Chantasam today. We are 13 minutes after the hour, so wherever you are in the world, it is 13 minutes after the hour. Okay, we may be on a different zone, but we are on the same top of the hour. Okay, well, not the same top of the hour, but the same minutes, 13 minutes. Blessed greetings, L. Stephen. Thank you so much for joining Chantasama Day. Tell us where you're watching from. So, for those of you just joined, and I got a like. Thank you so much for liking the video. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for liking the video. That means so much to me. Subscribe to this channel. I had someone yesterday subscribe, so that was really a nice, rewarding for the confidence. And that's the word today. It's not confidence, but we're going to talk about that today. I'm prefacing the psalm today, giving thanks because it's snowing all around the USA. Did you get some snow where you are? Tell me where you're watching from. Put in the comments where you're watching from, okay? Whether you got snow or not, whether I wanted to make a snow angel actually, but I couldn't because the snow wasn't enough, So it didn't get too much. But for those of you who got snow, talk about it. What is it like? What does it? This was a powdery snow. I got up really early and got that first snow when it first falls. It's powder, and I just came from the sand, so it's from sand to snow. I said it's sand from the sky. So sand from the sky. So thanks for joining Chantasama Day. Please, thank you so much for liking the video and for tuning in. Listen, today is what? Wednesday, I believe. Yep, it's in the middle of the calendar here. Middle of the days. Some people call it hump day. But for those of you who are just joining Chantasama Day, those of you who have been here before, welcome and return. Welcome, return. I don't want to use the words welcome back because we're not going back. We're going to go forward. Hi, lovely Devi. Thanks for joining Chantasama Day. We are looking at welcoming everyone who this is their first time here, or you have been here before and you're returning. So I usually like to say welcome, return, and thanks for joining. And I hope you enjoy what you hear. If you don't enjoy it, or if it does inspire you in some way, like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can get to see more of when I go live. There's so many things I can't even begin to tell you. But we're going to begin with I looked at the verse today, and I have this on my other phone here. And the verse of the day today is coming from Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 7 to 8. And it really rings to me because the entire theme for today, I preface this psalm with something, something that aligns and kind of goes off of one thing to the next as examples of each other. And then they begin to formulate this, um, you know, picture, this big picture, and you get to see this beautiful picture. So thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks so much for, your comments. But yes, L. Stephen is so correct. Ask and you shall receive, because that is what the verse of the day is, Matthew chapter 7. So those of you who know, I am not a Bible scholar. I am not. I like to look at myself as a student of the scriptures. I am learning. I don't know all of the scriptures backward and forward and all over the way. I am learning. And in that learning, I humble myself and I have humility and I have an open ear so I'm able to listen. That's important. I need to listen. And in order for me to do that, I have to be accountable. I have to take in account my actions and how I make people feel and how I am, being a impact positively. So that's the main thing, to positively impact folks. Okay. Now the verse today, Matthew 7, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone that asks or who asks receives. Bobby, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Selah and Selah again. So I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is righteous, what is good, kind, and loving. And the verse today really kind of kicks off the entire psalm, because the psalm today, when I looked at it, it's Psalm 12. And as you can see from the title of this video, it's titled "The Faithful Have Vanished." It is a psalm to the choir master according to the Sheminith, a psalm of David. Okay, so Sheminith is ancient. I don't even know what that is. So as I said earlier, I'm a student. I'm learning. So I love to be a student with my notebook and my pens and my highlighters and all the student supplies. As students are returning to school this after the break that they had for the holidays, the winter holidays, I want to send out a real honest, loving, guiding force of learning and fun for everyone returning to school. Okay, I have returned to school. I returned to school on the 13th. The 13th of January is when I started the semester at Texas Women's University in Denton. So I'm excited about that. I look at the beginning and the start of things as a formidable experience of enlightenment and true identity of being in the space and in the presence of goodness. So as we enter into that, I want to thank each and every one of you for liking this video. Thank you so much. Durga, hi, how are you? L. Stephen, lovely Debbie, everybody that's joining. If you have not been here before, welcome. For those of you who are returning, I say a welcome return to you. Hi, Jesus Orma Omelas. How are you? Hi. Thanks for joining Chant Day. Thank you for liking this video. I love to see the thumbs up. So let's get started, shall we, with our psalm. So this psalm, the faithful have vanished. What does that mean? Because when we talk about the verse today, ask and whatever you ask will be given to you. And people have to be careful what they ask for, because sometimes we may just be asking things out of upsetness or anger or, a moment, an emotional moment. And we might ask that, and then this is given. Okay. Similar to when people talk about, oh, that person makes me sick. You're asking for it. Make me sick. You're going to get, that's what's going to happen. So we got to be careful what we ask for and how we communicate our needs and what we seek, what we it says what we seek, what we ask for, what we seek, what we knock. When we knock, that door's going to be open. In my office, I have a sign that says, please knock or something like that. Then it says, do not disturb. And, it has these little things. Hey, Rick, what's up? Mwah! Thank you for joining Chant. Welcome return. And on my office door, I have that. And that is, you have to knock before you come in, okay, into my space. Knock and it's going to be opened. Sometimes you knock and nobody answers. Sometimes you ask and nobody gives, right? So you cannot give up, in other words. You have to look at rejection as protection. So whatever you ask for, it may not be good for you, and you may not get it, and then you're pissed off like, I didn't get that, and no. But guess what? It was your protection, because you need to keep in the safe space. So in order to be safe and keep safe, you have to accept the fact that sometimes you're going to be tested, your faith, that is. And Psalm 12 speaks to that. It speaks to that in terms of those who have lost their faith. Okay. Thank you, L. Stephen. Yep. That the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in the sight of what is right. It speaks in 137 Psalm, let it be acceptable in thy sight. So who is thy? Thy is goodness, righteousness, mercy, love, compassion, kindness, grace, gratitude, patience, serenity, long suffering, forgiveness, tranquility. All of that is what I seek to accept, the words of my mouth and the meditation that's inside of my heart. So thank you so much, L. Stephen. You are on it. You know what? We are 25 minutes after the top of the hour here. All right, 25 minutes after the top of the hour. So if you're just getting up, you're getting ready to go to work, or you're returning from work, happy day, whatever day it is for you. If it's whatever day, today, whatever numbers it is if it's 2 whatever numbers you go by, whatever calendar you go by. So I look at the Ethiopian calendar. Okay, that's the calendar that I go by. Oh my goodness. Oh, Rick, you are amazing for your comments. Honestly, thank you so much. That's just who I am. Um, I like to stay in the positive place and to be open minded. And I give people, the benefit. I give them that, and I give them a rope as long as they can, go with that. And hopefully they're going to do the right thing. When they don't, it's on their own selves, because you have to be accountable for the things that you do. And this is where we come to faith, because faith is things that you don't see and that you don't know is going to happen, but you keep moving forward towards the goal of it happening. You know what I mean? So, and that's why, in relationships, people get really hurt because they have faith in the relationship is going to work. And then when it doesn't, their faith is just, puffed, just blowed up in the air, right? However, every rejection is protection. So you don't hold on to what is not protection, or hold on to something or someone, or whatever, whether it be a job or whatever it is, a person, or whatever it is you're holding on to. Make sure that what that is making you healthier and happier, because you're supposed to be happy already. You're alive, you're breathing. You're breathing. So you're supposed to be happy already, but someone else or something else is supposed to make you happier, right? And then once they're there and for some reason they leave, you are happiest because you have not holding on to them per se. You're holding on to the kindness and love that doesn't go away, even though they may have gone away. So it's important. I mean, it's hard to get to that. I wasn't always there. We're going into Hebrews today, believe that, because the word of the day today is brought to us by Hebrews. I don't know what Hebrews it is. Let's see, since L. Stephen is getting here. Yep, it's Hebrews chapter 10. So, L. Stephen, thank you so much. Chapter 11, we're going to look at that too. But chapter 10, verse 35 in Hebrews is gives us our word today, reflection. Okay. So when we talk about faith and we look at the word reflection, what's happening with that? Faith, reflection, what's going on, right? And then we have the verse from Matthew, asking and it's going to be given, seek and you're going to find, right? And when, we've stopped seeking, we are just sitting sedentary and regurgitating information that's been given to us by someone or something else. We are not seeking it out on our own. And this becomes hard because it becomes sheep's to slaughter. The sheeps are just taking in whatever's given and they're becoming faithless instead of faithful. And then in order to really come into the knowledge of, that faith and of, seeking, you have to reflect. So you have to reflect, whether it's in a journal reflection, whether you're reflecting on the things that you did during the day. You have to reflect on you and what you're doing. Okay. Someone told me a long time ago, um, um, I said, but you stopped calling me. And they said, what happened to you? Is your hand broken? You could have called me too. And they were right. I could have called too. So I had things stopping me from calling. They had things stopping them. So in other words, I had to take a look and reflect on myself. Like, wait a minute. I didn't do such and such. I am asking to be done. I in a previous Chant we looked at do to others as you would like the others to do to you, right? This is the example of that. So in reflection, we get to see ourselves. We look in the mirror and we are looking at that person in the mirror. It's a reflection. And what do you see? Are you happy with what you see? So someone had and they had looking at the man in the mirror, as a title for one of their gathering sermons. And it's It's very true. We have to look at the man in the mirror. We have to look at that person in the mirror. So, in the psalm today, the verse today, and the word today, it's all interrelated. So, the psalm today is quite short. It's 8 verses, and it's talking about, the first word is save. Save, for the good one is gone. The good one is gone. The faithful have vanished from among, they're just gone. They're speaking lies to their neighbor, with flattering lips and a double heart they speak. Okay. And I don't have to explain what that means. Everybody knows what flattering lips and a double heart is. This is what's being done. So the psalm begins with save, save, because this is what's happening. And in verse 3, it gets kind of brutal. It's like, cut off, cut off. Hi, real me. That's an out of the way question. That's an out of the way question. Okay. I'm in the middle of the Chant song. So, and that interesting, you're speaking that, because we live in a society. I had somebody yesterday on online. They typed that they wanted to be married. They wanted me. Okay, they typed that into I think it was in my messages or something or thereabouts. And now I'm getting it again. So I don't know if what's happening with the entire marriage thing. However, for me to be married, and we're gonna talk about this in the psalm, because verse 3, as I was about to speak of, and then real me comes in. Thanks for liking the video, by the way. Thanks for liking the video. Before real me came in, I was talking about this Psalm 12 and verse 3, talking about, and it's kind of brutal, is going to cut off all the flattering lips and the tongue that making great boasts, and those that speak with their tongue that they're going to prevail, and their lips are with them, and there's no master over us. This is my mouth. I can say what I want to say. This is in verse 3 and 4. These are going to be cut off. In verse 5 now, it speaks about the poor that are plundered, and the needy that's groaning, right? And for those individuals who are poor and needy, righteousness is going to arise, and will place them in a safety, because they belong there. They belong in that safe place. They operate in that safe space. Okay. So it is a time to be aware of that righteousness. It's a midst. It's a omnipresent. Righteousness is always there. So when you're doing something wrong, righteousness is always there to make you right, to get you in the right frame of mind. Whether it's somebody coming to you, whether it's a music that you're listening to, whatever it is that's bringing you into that righteous space, keep it. Hold on to it. Don't let it go, because it's going to keep you. It's going to, according to Psalm 12, save you. Okay. So, and that safety, that safe place that you're going to be placed in, is a place where you've longed to be. I have longed to be in that place. And I receive that. And everyone on here should be receiving that, that you're going to receive being placed in the safety for where you have longed to be for some time now. Okay. So long suffering is important. When you are alone and your partner or your relationship is away or whatever, and you feel that they've rejected or whatever, that's your protection. That tells you, you know what, let me go work and try to make this happen, right? And oftentimes we don't do that. We go quickly off into our own flesh, and that gets us into trouble. So we want to be placed in a safe place for where we long to be. And in longing to be in a safe place, you're going to be guided towards there because you are in that long suffering place. You are in that waiting period, right? That waiting period. And in that waiting period, you are in verse 6 checking the words that you're talking about, because the words of righteousness are pure words. They're not words that are just, in America, they use sarcasm. They're, jokey word, joking. They call, humor, you know, and it depends on what kind of humor. Some people's humor may be humor that may be putting another person in a light of uh downward, you know, as opposed to, and that may be humorous, as opposed to putting someone in the light of uplifting space. Someone texted me and they said to me, I'm a strong woman. I said, I received that. That's the most beautiful thing you could talk, you could speak. So that's an example of lifting someone up. So in verse 6, it talks about the words of righteousness are pure, and it's described as silver refined in a furnace on the ground, purified 7 times. How specific is that? I told someone when they spoke to me about, they were talking to me, I said, don't talk to me till you purify your words in the fire 7 times. And they were like, you too, I can't be on your team. You got too much rules. And I was like, okay. That's why you're probably in the position you're in, because you are digging yourself in a hole with the words, with the stuff that you're listening to and the stuff that you're playing. I'm teaching a class now at Texas Women's University in Denton. Woohoo! Shout out to Denton. And this class that I'm teaching, we talked about yesterday, or the day before, we were discussing about child development. That's the class. And one student mentioned about violent video games. Who told them to say that? When that student said violent, I said, and they backed the research up. They had the research to back them up. So all this Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto, killing, stealing, shooting people, having, hiding behind doors and in buildings, shooting and all this stuff. It's really interesting how exposure to certain things can cause certain behaviors. Just like it's similar to mental slavery, right? Mental slavery keeps you hostage, not knowing that you are held in an oppressive hostage situation. It's made comfortable. So I just ordered a Harriet Tubman pin from Amanda Seals, And this Harriet Tubman pin, asked the question, would Harriet shoot you? Would Harriet shoot you were she to come back down here today? You know, like get off the plantation and come on, let's go get some land and plant our own food. You know what I mean? And eat our own food. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's interesting how the specificity of verse 6 with the words of the Lord. It's not just the words, it's words of the Lord, because the words of the Lord are very rare. People don't talk like that. People don't talk and think about the words that they're talking. They just out. Someone was telling me, go kill yourself. And they were like, I was just joking. I was like, that's a joke? You're going to tell somebody, go kill yourself? Really? I said, wow, that should have been a sign to me that this person. And I called their brother. And their brother. I said, this person said for me to go kill. And they were like, it's just something we say. I was like, it's something we say? That is not something you say. I don't know what that is. That is just anger spewed with evilness. I don't know. But we have to be careful with the words that we speak, okay? And the things that we tell people, because they come right back at us. So in verse 7 and 8, as we end the psalm at 33 minutes, righteousness is going to keep, and it's going to guard, and it's going to keep, and it's going to keep, and it's going to keep. Righteousness is going to keep, and it's going to guard from this, generation. The generation of those who don't care about the words they speak. The generation of those who don't think about their actions and behaviors, and that they don't realize that they are their faith is gone. The faithful have vanished. They vanished. And in the end of the psalm, verse 8, on every side the wicked are prowling, as vileness is exalted among the place, right? Hey, go to your bed. To your bed. Go to your bed. So this is what's happening. And on, Selah and Selah again, because of what is happening in the world today. There's a lot of betrayal. There's a lot of envy and jealousy. And my mom, I was speaking to her the other day, and she's afraid for me. She's like, you got to be careful because people are jealous of you. And I said, I know. But guess what? We are blessed because why should you worry about what people can do to you or not? People are going to do what they want to do, and that's it. Oh, Rick, Rick, thank you. I received that. And I thank you honestly for that. We in the end of the psalm, we see, this is happening. And because this is happening, the not so good things that are happening, we have to remember that we are kept and guarded. We are kept and guarded by our own goodness. Okay. And it comes from a place, whether you don't want to believe in God or not, but just know that you have a goodness. And that goodness, you're going to find out one day where it comes from. But you hold on to that goodness. You keep that goodness so that you will be able to stand in the situational circumstances that are out there. Okay. Selah and Selah again. Here ends the psalm for today. Thank you so much for joining Chant to Psalm today. Oh my gosh. I wanted to transition now to what was it? The word of the day. And the word of the day really impacts us because it makes us look at ourselves, right? Um, what you give to this life, what you give to this life is what you're going to receive. So being honest with yourself, loving yourself, that's important. Loving yourself where you're not afraid to be yourself or to look like yourself, right? Um, I come on here, with my hair wrapped sometimes, and sometimes I don't, right? Um, and I don't. Yesterday, Sam, I talked about my daughter going to the dentist for her braces for the first time, and she didn't want me to wrap my hair, and people gonna whatever stare or whatever people stare anyway, whether you wrap it or not. But I said I'm gonna be me. I'm going to be who I am, and in being that, I have found that I'm happier. I want this to go up a little more. I'm happier. Oh, I wanted it to go up like this. So, in the word today, reflection. See, why is it? Okay. In the word today, reflection. I love this word today because like I said, I'm teaching a class at Texas Women's University. And I have the students write reflections on the chapters. So they pick a topic and they reflect on that topic. I don't have specific questions for the discussion that they have to do. They get to pick what they want to talk about. And they reflect on it. And sometimes they reflect on it based on their own life and what they have learned throughout their life. Because you bring to the table something, everybody brings something to the table. And what you bring to the table is your background, schema, and knowledge and information. Okay. And that knowledge and information that you bring, you are going to add to it once you're open to learn, right? Once you're open mindedness. Okay. And I don't feel like I know everything. Yes, Rick, I'm Doc. My students have to call me Dr. Sewer. But I don't feel and put myself like I know everything. And sometimes people can be intimidated because of a title, and it's just a title. And I may be passionate and outspoken sometimes, but it doesn't mean that I know everything. It means that I just love what I am talking about and I am passionate about it. For example, when we talk about, a marriage, someone came on here and asked if I'm married, you know. Um, I don't know why they would ask that, but when it comes to marriage, there's a book everybody needs to read. It's called Marriage: A History by Stephanie Kuntz. I believe it's Stephanie Kuntz. Let's see. Yep, Stephanie Kuntz. And Stephanie Kuntz wrote this book, Marriage: A History. I wish I could put it up on the screen. Soon as I upgrade, YouTube upgrades me. I need 1,000 subscribers, I guess. I'll be able to put stuff on my screen. But it's called Marriage: A History, and it's by Stephanie Kuntz. And I read this in my master's in family studies degree program. When I read this book in my master's in family studies degree program, I was teaching at a elementary school where I attended as a child. And so I returned home where I grew up. And I taught at the school I went to, second grade, and I looped to third grade. Now, in the classroom I was in, there was a desk in there that was mine when I was little. That was that. So the school hasn't been upgraded, in other words. Money's been diverted all kinds of anyway, we're not going to go into that, right? But the point is, I taught at this school during the time I was going to graduate school in my master's program that was 100% online, my master's program in family studies at Texas Women's University. So if you want a master's in family studies 100% online, you can do it at TWU. So I did it while I was teaching. I was still in school. I was working and learning at the same time. So I read this book, and this book changed my whole entire life. Okay. When I read that book, Marriage a History, right? That's what it's called. It's called Marriage a History. How love conquered marriage. Because marriage wasn't created for love. It wasn't done for that purpose. It was done for other reasons. And when you read the book, you find out. But it's on Amazon. It's by Stephanie Kuntz. And um, this Marriage, a History, How Love Conquered Marriage, um, it was amazing to read this book. So when we talk about that, and in reflection, the word reflection, we've, in the word reflection, um, life gives to me as I give to life. And that is like a mirror. What's happening over here? It's like a mirror. You are going to get back what you are. Okay? That's why I tell people, and thanks for liking the video. We are reflections of each other. We are reflections of one another. So when you don't like me, it's something about yourself you don't like. When I don't like you, it's something about myself I don't like. Check it out. So in the word reflection, it reads, my life experience reflects my thoughts and feelings. Remember, I said that your experiences, you create this is your background schema from your experiences. Look at that. My wrap is like slowly sliding off. So when I am inwardly joyous, the smiles and glad responses of those I meet are reflected to me. This happened to me in the grocery store yesterday, right? I'm inwardly joyous. I'm happy. I'm, good. A husband and his wife came up to me in a communication, and just the woman gave me a hug. They were just so friendly, and they saw whatever they saw. My son, he was like, who are these people? Oh my goodness. So in the word reflection, when occasional thoughts of anger, right, resentment, or fear enter your mind, you're going to likely see those reflected as well. So as you become aware of the thoughts that you need to change that anger, you need to change that jealousy, you need to change that insecurity and resentment and that fear. You need to change that and let them go with a willing heart. So soon you're going to see again the reflection of joy and gratitude shining, returning to you from others. So with confidence and strength, and this is where Hebrews comes in, because Hebrews supports this word today. This word today is brought to you by Hebrews 10:35. So with confidence and strength, and I like to use the word self-assuredness and motivation, and um, boss up, level up. That's a, that kind of strength. I live with enjoyment and vitality. So I hold an optimistic vision, right? You're not pessimistic, you're optimistic, right? You're going to knock and the door's going to open. You're going to seek, you're going to find, you're going to ask, and you're going to receive. So that's optimistic. You're going to hold an optimistic vision of beneficial outcomes. Like, this is the outcome that's going to benefit me. And you're going to keep your mind open to new possibilities of good. Okay? Because good is coming. You just have to open your mind to it. I invited someone to come move with me when I got a position in another state. And I said, come move with me. You can, we can be together. And they said no. So the possibility, that new possibility, was not something they saw, or wanted to embark on. So you have to keep your mind open to new possibilities of good, and not be afraid. So and it was for a reason, because I remember I said every rejection is a protection. They rejected my offer, and that was protection for me. I don't, that's just, I have to see it like that way. That's an optimistic vision. And when I radiate positivity, happiness and harmony are reflected to me. Check that out. When I radiate positivity, happiness and harmony are reflected to me. So happiness is not something that you are going to find outside of yourself. Like, that's going to make you happy, or that woman is going to make you happy, or that man is going to make you happy, and you get married. And then what happens? Uh-oh. They do something and you're like, wait a minute, that makes me unhappy. You did that to make me unhappy. You made me mad. You made me cry. You made me sad. What did you do? And then they're like, wait a minute, I didn't intend to do that. I was just joking. I was just joking. And you're like, what? What are you So you have to be in the position, when it comes to knowing that happiness is something that you already have. And when you don't feel happy, it's something that you need to explore. And I do this with my students. I teach children from infants all the way up to university students. For the summertime, I'm with the little ones. The semester time, I'm at different states. My a house in Texas, and a place in Maryland. I got 2 grown children now, so they're helping me. I got them in different states, so I move around teaching. And when I'm working with children, I always let them express how they are feeling and what is making them feel that way. Not just, oh, how are you today? I'm good, and that's it. What's making you good? I want to know. Oh, the sunshine today. I saw a rainbow that made me feel good. Okay, good. Now I know what makes you feel good. Rainbows. I'm going to get you some rainbow whatever, right? So we extend the communication to find out, because mental health is important. And when somebody comes and returns with, I don't feel good, I feel frustrated, we want to find out, okay, what's making you feel that way, and define it. So I have children define it. So my little ones up to the university students, they define their feelings. And let me tell you, the stuff that I learn from my students is amazing, because then I get to know where they at from the beginning of the class, where they at. This one's frustrated. This one's bored. That one is happy. So I'm not going to focus on that one too much. She's okay. She's happy. But this one that's bored, I'm going to spice it up for that, and make that one. So by the time they leave my class, they're like, I started off bored And then I left Dr. Seward's class, and now I'm just like inspired to do something, right? And how would I have known that if I did not do a quick assessment of feelings? Okay, I'm creating an app, right? And this app is just this app is causing some stuff. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, hotter the battle, sweeter the victory. Because as a black woman creating an app, especially being from the Caribbean, from the little tiny island of the Virgin Islands, and you're doing something great like this, it makes me think of Edward Wilmot Blyden, and it makes me think of, Marcus Garvey. I mean, I'm not that getting a boat and taking folks away in that way, but I am, creating generational wealth that is going to reach a lot of folks where they can then create their own generational wealth. You know what I mean? So it's going to impact, and in that impacting there's a reflection, because you cannot be given so much and not expect much more. So to whom much is given, much is expected, in other words. Okay. So to whom much is given, much is expected. Oh my goodness. We're 3 minutes after the top of the hour. We're 3 minutes after the top of the hour. So for those of you on your way to work, and all that, we're going to end, because the reflection of the word today, reflection, and is brought to us by Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Do not, therefore, abandon that confidence of yours. That confidence of yours brings a great reward. Okay? So that confidence that you have, and I like to remember, I define what confidence is. I use some other words. So rewind this so you can hear it again. So reflection is the word today, as well as the psalm today is 12. And the verse today came out of Matthew 7:8. So I want to say thank you for joining Chant today. I want to show you. This is the book I'm reading now. Everyone should be having a book. I'm reading Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. Interesting. So, this is what I do. I read, and I'm going to cuddle up with my book and read the finishing of that. Also, oops. I went a little haywire at Barnes and Noble. Yep, I went a little haywire at Barnes and Noble. This is my stuff I love. So I got this. This is 48 puzzle. It's a 48-piece puzzle. That's what it is. There I am right there. That's me, the Black Mermaid. So I got that, and then I got this daily prayers for women. So today is 2-2, right? 2-2. So for 2-2, it says living righteously. Living righteously. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely. However, whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. Ooh. This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. It says, Lord God, give me discernment. Mold me into an honest person with integrity and strong principles. Guide me in my actions, thoughts, and words, and show me how to live without wavering from what is right. Amen. That is for today is the 22nd. So this, I will read these little daily word, I will call it daily word. And for today is living righteously. And we're asking to give us discernment. to mold us and to guide us and to, in our actions, our thoughts, and our words, and show us how to live without wavering from what is right. So when something is right, you do it. You don't waver and be like, do I do that, or do I tell her, or do I not tell? You're like, what? Don't waver from doing what is right. Be honest. That's what honesty is. And Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9 speaks to that. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely. So when people are insecure, that means that they're liars. They're not being honest, in other words. Something about them is not being honest if they're insecure, or they are jealous, or they're envious, right? These things are crooked paths, and they're going to be found out. Folks are going to be found out who is jealous, and you're going to be found out. So that is the daily word there. And then I have these life lessons from the ocean. Life lessons from the ocean. Soothing wisdom from the sea. And it's just beautiful. I'll read this real quick. It said, life began in the sea just a few billion years ago. And now the ocean shapes our lives without us realizing it, stabilizing our climate and providing oxygen to breathe. However, the ocean gives us so much more: food, travel, fun. Just being by the ocean influences our mood and state of mind. The ocean, the water, the beach, the sea has powers to refresh, give perspective, and take away the pressures of life. Its untiring motion is tied with our own daily rhythms, influenced by the moon and sun. We've come to realize how fragile and damaged the ocean has become. However, the more we know, the more we can do to repair it. And when you spend just a little time by, on, or under the waves, learning more about the ocean becomes simply addictive. The sea has so much to say. As you pick through those pages, you'll discover the secrets and gems that rests beneath. This is beautiful. My daughter gave me this book. Well, no, not this book. I got this book, but my daughter gave me this one. This is a sticker studio. And it kind of goes with the book I got. And it's got stickers. Look at that. And it's got different, so I put the stickers on, and it's got these different quotes. So Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, he wrote, "My soul is full of longing for the secret of the sea, and the heart of the great ocean sends a thrilling pulse through me." I love that. That's really powerful. So we have different quotes, and then each page has stickers. I mean, look at that. Look at all the stickers. So this is a page, and then we have this page. Okay. Like that. So that is one there. That's one. And then I got this gratitude journal. This is a gratitude journal. So I might give this away as a gift. It's a lot to write. I mean, it's not a lot to write, but it's, you do this 5 minutes a day. I barely have 10 minutes a day. So I would have to sit and write this for day 1, day 2, day 3. So it's like, for example, write 3 good things that happened to you today at work, at school, at an event. Okay. Write about what or who may be the origin of your gratitude. This is completely personal, so write from your heart. And then reflect on your life in recent days. Make a short list of affirmations of goodness you've experienced in your own life and that of others. Two or three examples of each one are sufficient. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Leo, what are you saying about Rick? Let him, if he wants to hang up. Okay, so that's the gratitude journal. That's the gratitude journal that I got. This is a really good one. So we are about all done. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining Chant. Thank you so much for joining Chant a day. Have a blessed day, everyone. And remember, stand in love, don't fall in it. Okay. What else did I get? Where's my bag of stuff? So this is my bag of stuff I got. Let me show you. I got bubbles. This is for gross motor. Gross motor. When you blow this, children got to move their whole bodies to get the bubbles. Then I love coloring, so I got the Dr. Seuss. These are crayons. These are crayons. Aren't they amazing? I got my little notebook. Have a blessed day, everyone. This got trust the process. I am ready for school. Look at that. Ready for school. Thank you, Barnes and Noble. This is not advertising for Barnes and Noble. Have a blessed day, everyone. Take good care. Drop cannot conquer because you're in a good righteousness, right? Stay in a good place. See you next time.